Who are the worst offenders?
No. We don't want to do that. We don't want to. We don't want to put Ben on the hot seat.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about new homes too. So new homes, we had a building glut a little bit. I mean, nothing like the mid 2000s, but we had a nice little influx of a lot of new property going on. What's been going on with these new homes? I know you've been inspecting a lot of them.
Yeah, the last couple of years, a lot of buyers have really come around to the fact of getting a home inspection for a brand new home and just all of the benefits that's in that. And we've talked about that before. You know, we're going to pick up a lot of times some pretty major things, but at the very least, we're going to pick up a lot of workmanship things that we can get finished up ahead of time so you don't have to deal with it later, so people have understood the value of that. So we've done a lot of those.
What are some of the issues, the more common issues you're finding in a new home?
Yeah, well, those common issues are a lot of the workmanship things, like we've been talking about.
Okay.
You know, cabinets that are not installed properly, or cabinets that could be damaged, flooring that's not installed properly. You know, so a lot of those workmanship things that you really want to get those squared away in a new home. But also some of the bigger things are a lot of new homes will have damaged roof tile, for example.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you may not know about that otherwise right away. There's a lot of people who ask me that question: who's the best builder and who's the worst builder?
Sure.
And I'll tell you, it really depends on location by location.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I've really
so
found.
it might be
So the same builder in one side of town who's building also on another side of town, it could be night and day.
It depends on the supervisor who's in charge of that community.
It depends the people on site and the supers who are running that particular site. So if you're shopping for a new home, get to know your super. I mean, there's advantages to that. I mean,
That's a really good point.
That
You're
is
going
a
to
good
talk to
point.
the sales agent, but get out and walk the track and get to know your super there too.
One of the things that I've noticed is that, and I've heard you talk about this, is sometimes they forget to put insulation in sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot in the last probably year of just not enough insulation.
Okay.
So the insulation being insufficient.
Right.
So that's one of the things we do. We'll go up and we'll look, and of course there'll be insulation, but then when we start measuring it, we'll realize that there's not as much as they should have been. So, you know, increased costs, they try to cut back a little bit. Even the contractors try to cut back a little bit. So we got to verify, because the big part of owning a new home is energy efficiency, right? You want to be as
That's
efficient
part of
as
what
you
you're
can,
paying for, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we've got to go up and measure and make sure you've got the right amount.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio.